Hello trader, welcome back to my today lesson, and on today's lesson we will talk about breakout standards. And breakout standards and pullback standards is pretty same, but for the breakout standards we will have the difference. Therefore, I need to create one more section to talk about breakout more carefully to help you understand it and avoid the mistakes during live trading and losing money. And avoid losing money. And the first standard is two Maru candles. You can see right over here everything is very same as a pullback, and big Maru candles and one small candle, and the last one is the hardest part is price action confirmation during using breakout or the pullback, right? So let's get started. The first one, I would like to explain to you that breakout standards will apply for all the zone places that you need to see a valid breakout. For example, you are having a up structure like this. You can see higher high, higher low structure like this, and we will have recent high placed right over here. You can see my mouse on the chart like this, and at this time we will wait for breakout to break out the recent high right over here by this way, and normally we will looking for the breakout standards at the place right over here to confirm buying pressure go above the recent high right over here, right? That is the reason why we have to look for the very strong breakout, because for the weak breakout, that is a fake breakout and give you the wrong signal on the markets. Because if the market has not broken the recent high right over here completely at this time, key level right over here will be wrong, and then if you entry at the wrong key level right over here, have no buying pressure at the key level right here, you will be lose, and of course that is a real money. Therefore you need to define the breakout and the pullback very carefully on the real markets, and using the standards right over here, master it, can help you to avoid those mistakes. And on the next section, I will guide you to combine everything like breakout, like pullback in the single chart, in the live chart, to help you understand and apply all the markets knowledge right over here smoothly. So please don't worry. At this time, you need to learn step by step from the breakout, from the pullback, and then we will combine them together. And sometimes we also need to apply breakout standards to looking for breakout the key level zone right over here or the PY zone right over here. For example, we will talk about breakout of the key level right here. The reason why we have to define whether the market is breakout key level 100%, because the key level have the function to define the chain of the market. If the market is still running above of the key level like this, it means that chain is still on uptrend, and if the market can broken the key level very strongly at that time, buying pressure at the key level is absorbing 100%. Therefore, chain will change from the upside into the downside, and at that time you should looking for the sell position, not buy position on the markets anymore. And the second zone is PY zone. PY zone is a zone also same as the key level right over here, also having a lot of buying pressure. Here is a zone of the banks, of the funds try to join the markets very strongly, and here also one of the zone you will look for entry at NCI trading system, and I will guide you about these zone later, but at this time we just need to understand about breakout standards, and here is just an introduce to help you understand the meaning and the purpose of define a valid breakout. So the next place you also can define a valid breakout is breakout the range. Range or the sideways are same meaning at NCI standards. We call here is a range when the market is running at the horizontal place like this. We can define the uppers and the lower of the range like this, and here is the key place of the range. And for the range like this, we normally don't trade or don't analyze right over here. We just need to wait until price broken the range on the upper or on the lower levels, because when the market is running at the range, it means that buying and selling pressure is not clearly. Here is time very risky for a trader try to join the markets. We will wait to buy to broken above or below of the range levels to continue analyze the market structure, continue analyze the key level to entry at a better market picture. For the noise K levels, we don't try to entry anymore and just wait. Wait is the key to be profitable trader. Totally, I would like to call the place we need to looking for a valid breakout is breakout line. Breakout line represent for all the zone like key level, like POI, like recent high, low, or the range. And the reason why I call breakout line right over here is it can help you to understand the standards right over here easier. First standard is 2 Maru candle standards, and at this time, breakout line right over here will represent for our key level, recent high, recent low, POIs, or the range. When you look at the breakout line levels, you can understand that here is a zone we need to see a valid breakout. And then we will focus to understand the standards right over here easier. So that is the meaning of breakout line right over here. So let's come with me into the first standards right here. Here also the easiest standards in the breakout or the pullback. For the 2 Maru candle standards right here, we always want to see a consistent pressure. And for this case, that is a buying pressure. We need to see a consistent buying pressure here, and for this power we need to have the condition levels to define it exactly. The first one, close price of second candles is above close price of the first candle. For example, you can see close price of the second candle here and close price of the first candle right over here, and you need to see close price of the second candles is above the first candles. For the selling pressure at that time, everything is reversed. If you understand the up case right here, you can understand the down case very easily because they are similar about the mindsets and everything on the condition here is reversed. And one more condition for breakout here, that is all of them, I mean that's all of the close price right over here need to close above breakout line, right? For example, right here you can see that we have the close price of the first candle here and we have close price of the second candle here. All these close price need to close above breakout line right over here. It means that we need to see 2 Maru candle close above the key level right here, POI zone right here, recent high or the range right over here to confirm a valid breakout. That is the meaning of the first standard right here. We want to see a strong and a consistent pressure to reduce the risk during define a valid breakout. That is the meaning and an extra standard for the breakout right over here. And for the second standard, the total length of second candles is almost similar as the first candle. It means that these two candles are very same. From 70% total length right over here is accepted. We need to see a consistent pressure. We need to see this candle having the buying pressure and this candle also having the buying pressure. We don't want to see this candle is having pressure, but when the markets go higher and higher levels, buying pressure is weaker and weaker. At that time, we cannot see a consistent pressure inside the pattern levels, and breakout pressure is not confirmed 100%. We cannot be confident at that time to try to analyze an entry with the key level making by a breakout like that, right? That is the first standard of breakout. Everything right over here is very simple and you will remember the standards right over here easier. One more note right over here for the trader. We don't need to see or check how many percent of body of the first candle right over here close above breakout line. We just need to make sure that we have the close price of the first candle and close price of second candles already above a breakout line right over here to confirm a valid breakout with two Maru candle standards, right? In next standards, we need to check how many percent of the first candle close above a breakout line. But on two Maru candle standards, we don't need to check how many percent of the first candles right over here above breakout line. That is my note for this case. And I would like to give you one example right over here. For example, we are having a range like this. You can see a range right over here when the market is running up and down in a very narrow place like this. You can see upper and lower of the range right over here. And my question is whether two Maru candle right over here is a valid breakout the range. You can see right over here the first candles is a Maru candles and the second candle is also a Maru candles, and at this time you can see that the two Maru candles all close above of the upper of the range right here. The second candle's total length is pretty similar as the first Maru candle right over here. Therefore, at this time, we can confirm here is a true valid breakout candle of the range right over here. And if you has not understand or remember about the condition right over here, you can move back several minutes to watch again the standards right over here and then come back into the example right over here and check again the candle right over here whether they are valid as our condition. At that time, you will remember the standards and the condition easier because you are practicing and learning at the same time. Therefore, your brain will absorb the knowledge, will master the knowledge easier and faster. So let's come into our second example right over here. For example, we are having the structure like this, high, high, low like this. But to confirm this place is a valid key level for entry, at this time I need to check two things. The pullback right over here is a valid pullback and the breakout recent high right over here is a valid breakout. But at this time, here is a lecture for the breakout, so I would like to focus only on the valid breakout standards. I mean that we only need to check two candles right over here is a valid breakout or not. We will have a recent high right over here very clearly. You can see my black line right here, and at this time we can have one and two Maru candles close above of the recent high right here, and the second candles is Maru candles. The first candle is also Maru candles. The second candle total length is pretty same. You zoom in a little bit. It is pretty same with the first candle right over here. Therefore, at this time we can confirm that here is a true valid breakout the recent high right over here. Therefore, on this assignment, here is the valid breakout as standard. So that is all for today's video. See you on next video. Thank you for listening to me.